In an earlier video in this series, I showed you a photograph of my ordination, and the other man in that photo with me was my grandfather. My granddad had served during the Second World War in the fire service. He'd fought fires in Coventry during the Blitz, and at one point he did a 72-hour shift without a break. At the end of the shift, he collapsed and was taken to hospital, where they had to cut his uniform off him because it had literally welded to his skin with sweat and heat, with blood. My great-grandfather joined the Royal Munster Fusiliers in 1895 as a boy soldier. He was posted immediately to India and spent most of his career out there in the Far East. He returned to Europe for the First World War. By that time he'd been promoted to sergeant, and he was on the first wave in the assault on W Beach at Gallipoli. He served throughout the Gallipoli campaign, eventually being withdrawn with the final wave after 9 months, and was immediately then sent to the Somme in France, where he was badly wounded. He was shot through the hips, and as he lay in a shell hole, he was gassed. This is a photo of a man called Les Richards. Les was a friend of mine and a member of the leadership at my civilian church in Wales, and he had been in the TA as a reservist when war broke out in 1939. He was immediately called up and again was posted to India. He served in India, Burma, in Thailand and in Malaya, not returning home until 1948. When he did get back in 1948, after 9 years on operations without a break, he arrived in Cardiff city centre on Christmas Eve. It was snowing and there was no transport, and so he walked 10 miles to get home. Quite a homecoming after such a long deployment. The reason I tell you all these stories is because if we choose to serve, there's a cost. We have all chosen careers which involve commitment and sacrifice. Selfless commitment is one of the core values of the British Army. Understand this: in order to serve our nation, our comrades, our families, in order to serve the purpose of peace, there has to be commitment and sacrifice. Selfless commitment, where we put others first, where we put mates first, where we put the mission first, will often be costly. And if you're not willing to pay that cost, then maybe we're in the wrong career. This is the last video in this series for the time being, so I want to thank you for watching, and God bless you until I see you again.